guys, my name is Kayla Anderson and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking to all the groom and brides out there on how to budget and save for your wedding. So the very first tip that I have for you guys, especially the brides, because the brides I feel like care just a little bit more than the groom. The first tip that I have for you is to get a binder. Yeah, I'm a little bit cheesy, I just wrote our wedding date on there. As well as a notebook. It can be any freaking notebook. Do not buy those $22, $30 wedding planners. Just buy a regular notebook. It will save you a lot of time. Now the reason I have both of these items is because one of them has a lot of room for everything. So very first thing is June 6th, what time our wedding was and where it was going to be at. So that's the very first thing you probably need to figure out. But yeah, so we just had our to-do list up in here. Then the next thing I had, was all of our temple information that we needed, as well as the photographer, venue, and then of course like kind of what our wedding should look like, or what things that we liked and what we wanted. I put that in these little sleeves and put that in my little binder here. And then of course we had another one for our invitations. So like, we had someone custom design our invitation, so I had all the emails and the pricing from her in this booklet, as well as our guest list, which, you guys, is very important. Again, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so we have a temple wedding, and you're only allowed to have a certain number of people in the actual sealing room with you. And so I was allowed to have, I think it was 46 people in my sealing room. So I had to make sure that I had a list of everyone who was going to be at the sealing, and who was going to be able to make it and who we invited, just to make sure that I wasn't over like packing the sealing room. And then of course the guest list of who we need to get addresses from and who we need to send invitations to. So this is my guest list. I probably shouldn't show you that just because it had a lot of people's addresses. And then of course I had our food and our flowers and everything else that you guys want, like our honeymoon. I just put all the details we needed for that inside of this big binder. It was really, really nice. I just put this June 6th in there, one, to be cheesy, and two, so I knew exactly what binder it was, just because I have a lot of little different binders, because I'm organized like that. The reason that I think a notebook is like the best thing that you could do is when you're searching for like when you're trying to find your date, when you're trying to find the right times, this is the best place to do it at. Just doing it on the computer is fine. I'm a big computer geek, but I feel like writing it down and getting that information is actually the best thing for you to do. So basically, the first thing that we needed to figure out was where the reception was. We already had where the wedding was. We already knew that. Just because, again, it is a temple wedding, so we knew we were getting married in a temple. We just had to figure out the date and the time, so I just basically called the Salt Lake City temple, because that's where Jacob wanted to get married, and asked them kind of what dates they had in mind, because we only wanted to be engaged for about 3 months at the most. So that's what we did, and it was free, so that was really awesome. But yeah, so I just wrote down literally all the reception areas. If you're in Utah, these might help you. So I wrote down like 1, 2, 3. I just did that and put down all their pricing and when they were available, as well as like how many people each room held or the discounts that they were having. I kind of just put that all in there, as well as the 2 free options that we had, which was at our church or in the backyard, which we ended up actually doing the Andersons' backyard. Then, like, my photographers, I listed everybody I could on my photographer sheet, and then picked which one I did. The circled one is Tolman's Media. That's who we decided on. But yeah, I just think this is freaking perfect, just to write down all your thoughts, what you want, what you don't want, see who you talked to. I just think it's really, really easy to do that. And then, of course, I just had like a little list that I wrote down the date of what, like, when we finish things and stuff like that. So that is a really good tip for you bride and grooms out there, to make sure that you have this notebook and a binder to really, really help you out. So again, going with our budget, we had $5,000 that we wanted to be our max, our budgeted amount for our wedding. We did not want to spend anything over that, because I personally don't want to spend a lot on our wedding, just because I want it to be for our life, for our future. That's kind of what we had in mind. We made a rough budget in this handy dandy notebook. I'll try and find it. I made actually several different budgets in here. So here's our rough budget, as well as our budget update is what I called it. Hey baby. Alright, sorry about that, hubby called. So our total turned out to be $4,135 is what we were expecting to spend on everything. But you just want to kind of get a rough estimate, kind of go a little bit up than you think that you actually would be spending, and figure it out from there. So I have everything written down on this piece of paper because I wanted to give you the exact prices that I did, and then I'm going to try to be linking everything that I can find, or I remember what place that I got them from, because it has almost been 6 months. I'm going to try and link those in the description below, so if you wanted to use things, you can. So I just wanted to do a disclaimer before I actually get into this huge list. Some of the items that I'm going to be listing here, my mother actually bought some items like herself. She didn't use the wedding money, only because she does have 5 daughters. 5 of us, guys. So she wanted to have some things for their weddings, which is really good on her because her next daughter is getting married December 7th. So, and then of course I bought some things, and Jacob bought his suit and didn't use the wedding money. But I just want to put everything that we bought and get all the actual prices to you guys, and then I'll give you the price that we actually spent using our wedding budget. Awesome. So the very first thing that we bought was actually our photographer and videographer, and we bought it the week that we actually got engaged. I wanted to jump on that thing. But we got it from Tolman Media, and I loved Tolman Media because they had a package with our videographer and a photographer. So they knew each other, they knew how each other worked, and they worked together, which was so amazing. It is so amazing. But we spent $1,400 with them. The next thing that we had to look for was our venue and our luncheon. They were both free, like I said. The venue we had in the backyard, as well as the luncheon we had at our family restaurant. So we were pretty excited about that. Our invites, so we spent $135 on our invites, and that included a stamp that had Jacob and Kayla, and it kind of actually corresponded with our invites. They were custom made, and our envelopes, as well as our temple sealing card. Sorry, there's a hair in my face. But yeah, so those came with 3 things, that price. So we got them professionally designed, we got our invitations, as well as our sealing cards, and our envelopes. Actually 4 things plus that stamp. So that's what that price includes. And then we spent $56.80 on our stamps, which was kind of the most that we spent on stamps that I've ever had. But I did get an awesome discount. I got a discount on pretty much everything just because either they were friends or my mom's friends, or I used Honey, which is an amazing online extension that you can add to your little Google bar thing. I got those, and I actually got stamps with the coupon, which I never thought was possible, but I did. So that was great. The next thing that we also bought was tables, chairs, and tablecloths. We bought that for $399.87. The next thing I also bought was a sound system for $25. I believe it came with 2 speakers and 1 microphone, and the DJ was free because it was my uncle and he did an amazing job. He is the funniest person in the world. Then the decor. There was a lot of decor at the actual reception. We didn't decorate or anything at the luncheon or the actual wedding because it was at the temple. But just the reception we decorated. And I really like more simple stuff. So that's kind of what we did. The first thing that I bought was pictures. I wanted to have little picture frames on each of the tables of Jacob and I. So I actually bought the pictures off of Photo Affections. You get, I think it's 65 or 85 free pictures, and you only have to pay for shipping. So I paid $2 to ship. I really think it was 85 free pictures. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I paid $2.87, and then I just bought $1 photo frames for each of the tables. It cost us $10. The next thing that we got was flowers. We decided to go with real flowers instead of fake, and then we made the bouquets. My aunts and my mother actually made my wedding bouquet, as well as the flower girls and my bridesmaids bouquets. And that was for $146.50. We went to a lot of different stores. I honestly cannot remember exactly where we got my flowers, but we just kind of walked through different stores and saw things that we liked and picked them up. Alright, the next thing that we got was a garland that we put like on this little shelf behind Jacob and I when we were standing in the line, and that was $15.99. The next thing that we got was for free, I believe. I'm not really sure. No one can tell me if we spent money on it or not. But it was this beautiful sign that says, Kayla and Jacob Anderson, sealed in the Salt Lake Temple on June 6, 2019. And we got that for free, or at least to my knowledge we did. My grandma had one of her friends actually design it for us. So the next three things my mother actually bought herself, and I did not put that in my wedding budget just because she bought it herself because she wants to use it at my other sister's weddings. And that was an arch that had flowers and fabric like covering it. So the arch was $42.99, the flowers were $13.99, and the fabric was $11.85. And I'll try and link them down below because it's so, so, so pretty. Next thing that I bought for the wedding was lights, and oh my gosh, I was so happy that we got these. We put this on the pavilion. Go watch my wedding video. I'll link it in the cards throughout this. It is beautiful. They did so well. We got 4 different strands of these lights, and they were $119.96. And then we also bought like succulents for the centerpieces of my table. My aunt actually had her husband like cut down like a tree trunk and so we used those little like tree things, I don't even know what to call them, on the tables and like underneath my cake and everything like that. So we used those on the tables with our little pictures, and then we put little succulents and flowers by them. And the succulents, I think they came in a pack of 8 and it was $19.99. And then of course I wanted like a sparkler getaway, so those were $11. We just got the normal pack size of sparklers and gave like everybody like 4 each so they wouldn't like run out someday, because people were a little bit stupid sometimes. But we had so many left over, and we used them for 4th of July, so it worked out pretty darn good. The next thing that I actually bought personally was just a $25 guest book. It was just this chalk guest book. I think it looks freaking fabulous. Then my wedding dress was $607.94. So double the amount of what I thought it was going to be, but it was still one of the cheaper dresses that I found. I found it at Latter-day Saint Bride. For you Mormons out there or anybody who wants like a more modest dress, Latter-day Saint Bride, it's amazing. It is so beautiful. The dresses are very modest, but they're very beautiful. I absolutely loved my dress. Again, go watch my video. You'll see my dress. It's so pretty. So pretty. I think my sister actually got her wedding dress there too. And they also gave me like a free dress bag. So, yes. Then I had my dress for $100. My neighbor hemmed it. I cannot say that right. She hemmed the dress because I did, me and Jacob had like a secret dance that we didn't tell anybody about, and I needed to be able to dance, so that's why we got it hemmed. And then I got a veil for only $35 via Etsy because I'm not about to spend $200 on a freaking veil. Then I also bought shoes. They were $26.99 originally. They were off of Amazon, but the company sent me the wrong size. When I told them that they sent me the wrong size, they actually sent me free shoes. I sent back the other ones, and then new ones came back and they were for free. And then we also got temple clothing for $101. For those of you who are not members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we do have temples, and inside those temples you have to be an endowed member to get married in them. So you have to go through an endowment process, going through your bishopric as well as the stake presidency, and making sure that you and your husband are worthy to go through the temple to get endowments. If you want to know more about it, I'll leave some links down below if you want to know a lot more about it. They talk about it a little bit better than me, but yeah, it's very sacred to us, and so I got the clothing and my dress for $101. The next thing that we got was Jacob's suit, and he actually bought his suit himself, not using the money. I don't remember what side it was. I do know it was like $100 for a suit, and like a custom suit. It was very beautiful. And if you want to see it, go check out the wedding video. It's such a good suit. He looks so freaking good in it. He's so sexy. And then we also got vests and ties for all the groomsmen and Jacob, and altogether that was $67 for 3 vests and 3 different ties. Oh yes, my bridesmaids actually bought their own dresses, so I didn't have to worry about the bridesmaids' dresses. They were also my sisters, and I trust their I trust their opinion on bridesmaids' dresses, like whole fashion thing. I trust them more than I trust myself. So I just had them, I chose a color, I had them pick out a dress, they showed me, I liked it, and then they bought it. So yeah, that's how that went. So the next thing that we also bought was our cake, and that was actually $80. I tried to make it by myself. I can't make cakes, let alone a naked cake, so we had our neighbor do it because I messed up so bad. And yeah, she did it, $80. It was not like a huge cake, it was just kind of more of a smaller cake, which was perfect. And then we just bought sheet cake and like cookies and cream puffs and veggie trays, which cost $100 for all that food. And that's what we served. We got veggie trays because the neighborhood that I lived in and Jacob lives in, or his parents live in, they're weird. I love them to death, but you guys are weird. They're all on this one diet. We're a family in that neighborhood. We've known each other for 20 plus years, and they're all on a diet, so they don't eat any treats. So we have the veggie trays just for them. The last thing that I bought was thank you cards, which were $21.99, and I actually bought those right when I bought my invitations because I wanted to get a jump on my thank you cards right when people started sending us gifts, which was like the perfect thing to do because people started sending us gifts, and I don't know how I would have like kept track of it if I hadn't started writing them right when we started getting gifts. And then we sent them out right after our wedding, after our honeymoon, like maybe a week or two, because I had already written them, I had already addressed them, put the stamp on them, and we sent them out because I didn't want to forget to thank everybody. My husband's here. What are you doing? You're so cute. Stop. Alright, so I'm just going to finish off this video. But yeah, so the total that Jacob and I spent on our wedding was $3,794.48. So we saved $1,205.52 on our wedding. So we barely were even close to $4,000, and we got about $1,200 back for our wedding because our parents actually were so kind and paid for it. Alright, and then my last tip for you guys is to make sure that you don't actually say the word wedding when you're trying to pick out a reception area or decorations or flowers. Don't say wedding, especially if you don't want to do things yourself like bouquets or whatever. Do not say the word wedding because that price will go way up if you say wedding. Another tip that I have as well is if you want to save more money, don't do a weekend wedding. Do a weekday. Jacob and I got married on a Thursday, and we saved probably $2,000 for a weekday wedding instead of a weekend, just because on weekends that's when everyone wants to get married, so the prices just head up there, and I just don't want to deal with it. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, holy crap, I'm white. But if you want to see more videos like this, also give it a big thumbs up. And I will see you in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.